Welcome back. And most of the videos that we look at, we try to keep things light. We try to look at situations that could be beneficial for both men and women. But in the video that we're about to look at today, I must be honest with you. The subject matter is very, very egregious. But I think it's necessary to look at the way that individuals react when confronted with difficult circumstances. And so let's get into the video and find out exactly what I'm talking about. And also in this particular video, you'll notice that I will be stopping to provide some commentary in the midst of the video. And so we're still trying to understand what really went on, and was the reaction that was given to the situation justified. So let's get into the video and let's find out, okay?
Yeah, the person who called police got the suspect on video before attacking him.
Very shocking. Very, very shocking. So grateful that I'm able to walk with my child every day to the bus stop.
Neighbors reacting after the arrest of 33-year-old Michael Coghill. He was arrested for lewd acts to a child. According to the police report, a 9-year-old victim reported that a guy touched him on the back and he didn't like the way it made him feel, adding the person would stop at the bus stop while jogging, and it's happened more than once.
Yesterday, our adult that was made aware of the situation actually stopped, retrieved a recording device, monitored the bus stop, observed and viewed this suspect run past the bus stop, come back, and then touch the juvenile.
The report says the suspect looked at his watch as though waiting for the kids to arrive. Police say the reporting party confronted the suspect and tackled him, leaving him with a skull fracture and cracked eye sockets.
He was in a cop car.
So now you have the setting. You have a small boy who is innocently going to the bus stop to catch the bus to go to school. And you have the individual that's seen right here on screen, Mr. Cargill, who is 33, and he has made it part of his routine while jogging to stop and to interact with this small boy. And so upon questioning the small boy, I'm assuming that it was his parents who found out about these encounters that this particular individual was having with their son. And from the son's own admission, these encounters made him very, very uncomfortable. He didn't like the way that he was touched. And in circumstances like this, it would be wise when your child is speaking to hear them out, to listen. Because if you've done as wonderful a job of being a parent as you might think, then it's necessary for you to hear that child out, because that child may be telling you something that you need to hear. Let's keep going.
Bloody. It was just gut-wrenching knowing that he was just in that cop car even across the street from me. I was like, ugh.
She says she has seen him jogging before.
Where, like, they just come out the woodworks and prey on children, and he knew the time he would be there every day. That was like the most hardest part, the most just disgusting part. Ugh.
We went to the suspect's address listed on the police report, but did not get a response.
Hello?
Hi, is this the home of Michael Coghill? Hello? We have confirmed the suspect used to work for Choctaw Church of Christ and currently works as a minister at Lake Homa Church of Christ in Mustang. They released a statement that reads,
So the situation becomes even more reprehensible. So this particular individual is a pastor, someone who's taking the lead, who has religious responsibility for a congregation of people. So now, as I mentioned, now this situation is absolutely egregious now, and it's been getting worse and worse by the minute. So an individual who is tasked with leading a group of individuals in the way that they should go is himself not living up to the responsibilities that he has put upon himself. He's taking these responsibilities, and yet here he is in the midst of a difficulty with a young boy. Now, I don't know what scripture he's reading. I don't know what version of the Bible that he looks in, but anything of this nature is strictly forbidden. Strictly forbidden. Anything that even hints at the possibility of homosexuality in the realm of what the scriptures say. Not in the realm of what individuals may think, not in the realm of what's popular today, but strictly within the realm of scripture. This kind of behavior is strictly forbidden. It's not something that can be tolerated. And yet this is what this gentleman is openly doing. So let's keep going and see what else is shown in the video in regards to the man's background.
We were shocked at this news as he had a clean background check, and we have received no reports or claims against him during his tenure. Church leadership has no tolerance for any type of abuse and is meeting tonight to discuss next steps. And Coghill was treated at a hospital and booked into jail. Live at police headquarters, Angela Shen, Oklahoma's News 4.
I must admit that when I first came across this news report, I said to myself that this is absolutely one report that I'm going to provide commentary on. So let's get into it. To recap, you have a small child. I think his age was 9. And he is doing as his parents have instructed him to do. He's walking down to the bus stop because his aim is to go to school today. And the bus stop is where he will get on the bus and successfully make it to school. But now in the process of him doing this, there is a 33-year-old pastor that is jogging in the neighborhood. And on several occasions, he has made it his business to stop at this bus stop, interact with the children. And this young man in particular feels that the way that he interacts is inappropriate. So as the story progresses, evidently the young man warns his parents of the interaction that he has had with this man, and they deem it necessary to film these interactions. And so the father of the young man, he films the interaction, the very last interaction that this man and his son has, this pastor, or so they would say, and then he proceeds to assault this man. From the pictures, we see that the assault was one that was, it was brutal. But now, what was the reason why this father assaulted this pastor? Evidently because upon seeing the interactions, he too felt that the interaction was inappropriate. And as fathers, because I'm one myself, it kind of pulled on me quite a bit because as men, we are by nature providers and protectors and teachers. And so when someone in our household is threatened, our first reaction is to protect them. And so this man was protecting his son. Now, I can't say, and as a matter of fact, I won't say whether or not his actions were correct or not. Because in the heat of the situation, I cannot safely say that I wouldn't have done the same thing myself. And then to compound the situation, this individual, as we mentioned, is a so-called pastor in the area. And when the news anchor spoke to the church that employs him, they said that they had done a thorough background check. And though I don't doubt that, I will say this. The desires of an individual, what they really are, come to the surface when no one is around. So while he's surrounded by members of his congregation, maybe he's able to hold those desires, those urges at bay. But when there's no one watching, this is when you find out who a person really is. But now, the problem I have with the situation is don't profess to be something, especially from a spiritual nature, that you're not adequately qualified to carry through. And yes, everyone makes mistakes, and yes, there are difficulties no matter what religion the person subscribes to. But I will say this, and I am forthright with this. There are some mistakes that you make that leave a lasting effect on everyone around you. So it's necessary that you look at yourself and discern what things about you that you need to work on. Don't be oblivious to the fact that you're imperfect. Continue to work on the things you know are your weaknesses, so that in situations like this, those weaknesses don't get the best of you. This man is a pastor. How is he going to lead while at the same time doing the things that he's telling other individuals they shouldn't do? That's a caveat now. And that caveat is that even though we do the best that we can as humans, there's still things that we have to fight and struggle with so that they don't get the mastery over us. And I think in this particular instance, this pastor didn't do enough work. So those are my thoughts on the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Be easy.